Today is December 1st, 2008. Good evening. I'm Eric Hackley, and this is Hackonomics. Tonight is another special show that we're doing. You know, what we're doing is we're doing a lot of shows where we're zeroing in on different community issues. And for this show tonight, we want you to go get all your young people, especially young guys, and have them come around the TV set because they might want to hear what we'll be talking about today. My first guest is Mr. Cortez Upton from Chicago. And Cortez, welcome to the show here.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
And I appreciate your showing up and wanting to go into some rather difficult areas of your life. And, okay, you're from Chicago.
Yes.
Growing up there, how difficult was it to just go to school and come home and do your homework and just mind your own business?
It wasn't. I mean, basically, we'll go to school. With me, I was like in a bully group, so I used to bully people. So I never had homework because I got it done all the time. But it wasn't really hard. I mean, my brothers and sisters, they got home, did their homework, and did whatever they were supposed to, but not me.
Okay, so how did you get introduced to the gang-type lifestyle?
Well, my brother introduced me to it.
Wait, how many people were in your family, first of all?
Wow, that's another story. Well, I say about 11 right now,
Okay.
11. And my brother, he's the oldest. He got me introduced because he was a vice lord. And they did a lot of stuff. He hung out with a lot of people. And they just did a lot of stuff. And I thought it was real cool what they was doing. They was stealing cars, doing this, doing that. And he had a lot of money. So I just thought it was real cool. I mean, but basically, I got influence and everything, but I joined another gang. I ain't joined the gang my brother was in. I joined the Black Disciples, them BDs. And when I got in, it was like real fun. It was like positive. But then when other rank and officers got into it, that's when they started selling drugs and stealing people's stuff and doing all this stuff. So.
Okay, so how old were you when you first got in as a kid?
When I first got initiated, I was 12.
And what did the initiation consist of?
You either got beat up, you either went out and killed somebody, or you sold drugs. I got beat up.
So why did you even want to go through that much to be with a bunch of people? Or was that just a normal thing to do in the neighborhood?
Well, actually, it's because it was family. They looked out for each other, and that's what I needed, a family. Because my family wasn't on nothing. I needed somebody to say, I'm there for them, they there for me, got my back, no matter what. That's what I needed, because I wasn't getting that at home. My father used to come in, he used to drink, he used to beat us. My mama just didn't care. So I needed a family. My brothers and sisters went out and did their own thing. I just needed somebody that I can chill with.
So by your brother being in another gang, so obviously those gangs weren't rival gangs or anything?
Yeah, they was rival. Yeah.
So did you ever have to come up against your brother at any time?
Twice, yeah.
So you can't show any compassion to your brother during a moment like that?
No. It's either them or us.
Okay, so tell me something. You know, one time I heard you talking about one time a lot of young people were on the top of a building.
Yeah.
What happened there? How did that begin, and what's the whole story there?
Well, there was BDs. It was on 63rd and Calumet, and they took over the whole building, like New Jack City. They took over the whole building. You had to, people that lived in the building, they had to show ID that they lived in the building to get in the building, because the BDs took it over. And one day the police just raided the whole building. And a lot of people, they was on the roof, like 12-year-old boys with guns shooting at the cops. And it's like, it took a total of 8 hours to get everybody out that building. The police got in there and did all that, whatever, but I just got away, so, I mean.
So, I mean, all right, so when you go up against the police, I mean, you know, they're going to shoot back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So how, okay, looking back at it, how do you not feel bad, or how does it help you Okay, are you still involved now?
No. Mm.
Now, okay, now you often hear that when you join a gang, you can't get out.
Yeah.
So how'd you get out?
Well, when I was in there, I put in a lot of work, so they gave me a chance to leave. They gave me a chance. I just got a kid. My girl had a baby, and I was trying to turn over a new leaf, so they gave me a chance to leave.
Okay, so now while you're doing your, what kind of things, did you do, as a group that you can discuss?
Man, okay, well, the positive things we did, we like gave back to the community, like through block parties and back to school rallies and stuff like that. That's what we did when I was in. We went to the homeless shelters in Chicago. We volunteered at soup kitchens. We gave back, like the homeless shelter, we took them blankets, pillows, and stuff like that. We went to youth basketball games and we donated basketballs and T-shirts and stuff like that. That's what the positive things we did. The negative things we did, we stole cars, and took them to chop shops, got the money for it. We sold drugs. We stole a lot of stuff. We just did a lot of bad things. And looking back on it right now, I was stupid.
Okay, so during this whole time period, you obviously stayed in school.
Yeah, for a certain amount of time.
So how did you keep your grades up, while you were in school? Or did your grades suffer at that point in time?
They suffered. I mean, they suffered because, like, when I was in 6th grade, they went down the toilet. And it's like, me and my couple of friends of mine, we were so bad that they just boosted us to another class, boosted us to another grade, got rid of us. And that's how it was until we got to high school. Then they just told us we couldn't come to high school. So, I mean, it suffered.
So how did you continue your education?
GED. Because my grandma was that strong force that held everything together. She was the glue. And she gave us, she's from Mississippi, so she gave us an old-fashioned butt whooping. That go and get a switch and get a cord. And she made us stay. Like, when I dropped out of school, she beat my butt. I had to go and get a GED. And she was one of the people that didn't play.
So when you got your GED, then what did you do after that?
When I got my GED, I was locked up.
All right. Well, let's go back. Okay. So at this point in time, when you got your GED, you're 18, 19?
Yeah, I was in jail.
You were in jail then?
Mm-hmm.
What led you to that? How did you get in jail?
Well, I started hanging out with one of my friends, and he was showing me this cool way to get money, not legit, not selling drugs, but another cool way to get money. And at the time, I thought it was cool because nobody ain't getting hurt. We stealing from the government. And he showed us how to hack into computers and take money out of somebody else's bank account and put it in yours, or a bogus bank account that we can put our name to. And I got interested and I just started doing it. And then I just started doing government files. I could find out what the president was doing. I could just hacking. I just started getting carried away with it. And eventually somebody told on me and I got caught.
And you went to jail for that, for how long? I'm not laughing at that, but how long were you incarcerated because
7 years. I was in a federal joint in Chicago. 7 years.
During this time period, did you decide to get deeper into computers? I mean, you obviously had an aptitude for it.
I mean, yeah, but after that, I kind of lost interest in computers when I got locked up, because you can do a lot of stuff with computers that you're supposed to be doing. But I lost interest in it. I mean, because it's certain things I can do now on computer that's interesting, like talking to people on the line and stuff like that. But I did used to like computers. I wanted to go to school for computer technology and all that, but I probably get interested in hacking again. So I had to leave computers alone.
So at what stage in all this here did you first? How did the idea of suicide enter into the equation in your life?
Okay, well, that's before I got locked up, but when I was 9 years old, it was Christmas. My father came in, he just lost his job, and he pulled me and my older brother in the room. And he sat there, he had his gun, he was twirling it around on his finger. And he was like, we finna play a game. Okay, we all sitting there, because I like playing games, especially with my family when we get together and we not on arguing and my father ain't drunk or nothing like that. We all like to play games. So he had the gun, he was swirling it around, and he just like, watch this, do not blink. And he put the gun to his head and shot himself, killed himself instantly. And that right there, it's like, it got me interested in suicide, but not at that point yet. But then about 5 years later, my brother did the same thing. Except,
but at that point, how did your brother react to what your father had done?
he liked it. Family's goofy. He liked it. He sat there laughed. He thought my father was actually gonna get up and say surprise. He ain't really feel he ain't feel sad about the thing until 3 days later, when he saw my father wasn't coming back. He was goofy.
Did you go through some type of a post-traumatic reaction?
Yeah, because I actually thought my father did it because of me, because I was the black sheep of the family. I was the one getting in all the trouble and stuff like that. And I actually thought he did it because of me. And I was like depressed for like a year. After that, my mom ain't want to talk to me. Nobody in the family wanted to talk to me. Everybody was treating me like I was an outsider. So I was depressed.
And how did you work through that?
A lot of therapy.
Through doctors, or just with you and some of your friends?
Through doctors, through a psychiatrist, yeah.
So
because after that, I started cutting myself and doing all this other stuff. But it wasn't no suicide then. It was just me cutting myself, like taking pain, like a razor blade, just drawing lines on my arm until I seen blood. Then I stopped. That's when the therapist and the psychiatrist got involved.
Okay, then when they first got involved, but you still kept on with the attempts on your life.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, cause after my father did it, then 5 years later, my brother turned around and did the same thing, except he got me to do it this time.
How so?
Because he went in the bathroom and he tied this little shotgun to the doorknob. You know, if you open the doorknob, the trigger pull. And like he called me and was like, I can't get out the bathroom. And I was turning the door and I pulled it open, the gun went off. So that's what really got me. I mean, because actually I committed murder. I killed my brother. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was thinking about it. I was young.
How old were you at that time?
I say now, my father killed himself, I was 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
So how did you get over that? I mean, how did your family members treat you at that point?
Oh, everybody, they hated me. They kicked me out the crib and everything. They put me out, and they didn't like me then. Because 2 people got killed that they loved, my father and my brother. And when my father died, I thought I was the reason why he